There is an ideology that has captured the minds and the hearts of the youth. This ideology is known as the black pill. And what is the black pill? Well, the black pill is the idea that we are cooked. Society is cooked beyond repair, so it's just better to go off and do your own thing. And where did this black pill idea come from? Because understanding the inception of this idea will help us understand how it applies to the political realm. Well, the black pill actually came from the dating space. So let's say you're 5 foot as a male. Well, the black pillars will say that you're cooked. There's no chance a woman could love you for you. Maybe she'll love you for external purposes, but never for you. And here we can see that the black pillars apply a very analytical way of viewing these situations. And the same thing carries over into the political realm. So, for example, I have a friend who came to me and he said, Deji, there's so many problems in this world. If I were to solve every facet of all the environmental issues in the world, there will still be some type of injustice going on. There'll still be greed, there'll still be murder, still be robbery, there'll still be genocide, there'll still be all this human evil. So what does one man even do? How do I stand up against the giants of injustice? Isn't it just better for me to just, live my own life on a farm, maybe raise my family and, do whatever? And he may not have realized it, but this was a very black pill take, actually. And the problem with the black pill is that they have a very narrow mind of what it means for legislation and governance. And if they were to broaden their perspective, broaden the horizon, they would see the solution to human governance, the problem of human governance and human evil, and they will spend their whole life until their last breath implementing this solution across society and humanity. So, what is this solution? You're probably wondering. This sounds like something so grand. Well, it is grand, but we'll get to that later. First, I want to put you in a hypothetical so you can understand where these problems come from in the first place. So, let's say you're political party A, right? And there's a political party B. Well, political party B, they want dominance. They want their ideology to be everywhere. So you, as political party A, you see this as an inherent threat to your existence. Why? Because their ideology is the antithesis of yours. So you, as political party A, you're faced with a dilemma. Either you roll over and you let political party B be the sovereign, be the kings, or you prioritize your in group and lift your in group to a point where you are the one who's dominant and your ideology flourishes across society. I think it's a no-brainer what we'd all choose. And if you don't understand, it's the same as a sports team, playing for a sports team. Would you play for the other team? No, because you want to win. Right. So here we can see how biases are inherent to competitive human systems. Biases, not only are they inherent, they're actually rewarded. It's better to be biased to your own in-group. And a question arises. If humans are doomed to their own biases, then who can be the legislator over us? Who can be the broker of justice over humanity? And my answer to that is actually a very simple one. It's God Almighty. Who is the one who is esteemed above all with no equal partners? Who is the one who knows man more than he knows himself? Who is the only one with the intellect capable to control for all of the variables required to run a society? Is God Almighty himself. And the only ideology, the only statement that comes close to encompassing this belief, to aligning with this belief, or this reality actually, is La ilaha illallah. And this statement is usually translated in a secular way. People usually translate it to mean that there is only one God worthy of worship. And that is one facet of the statement. This statement is encompassing of even politics. Now, what I want to translate this statement as is that there is no system, there is no ideology, there is no deity, there is no being worthy of submission, worthy of obedience, worthy of worship than God, other than God Almighty Himself, in a system that He put in place for humanity to rule themselves by. Now, some of you may be thinking, okay, like God, so follow God, so what? What does that mean? Well, you're in luck because Islam has an answer. Islam has a system. Islam has rules and regulations for every single facet of human existence, whether that be the economic system, the financial institutions, the family systems, you name it. Any way in humans organize themselves, Islam has a solution. Islam has a blueprint for how humans should live according to what God Almighty has decreed for us. And secularism has fooled man into believing that religion should be confined to the private life. While man goes out into public and legislates, he dictates what his peers should be doing. But Islam says no. God Almighty has given us the blueprint. God has given us the structure to run a society that solves the problems, that prevents the problems that are caused by human nature and human bias. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.